So recently there's been theories claiming that celebrities are secretly being cloned and replaced. And these theories have been around for a very long time, claiming multiple celebrities are secretly clones.
Nicki Minaj is about to spill some wild tea about those Gucci Mane cloning rumors, and people are losing it. Word is, she's not holding anything back this time, and if that's true, she better keep her circle tight because the higher-ups might not like what she's about to expose. Gucci went to jail looking one way and came out looking brand new, and the streets have never stopped talking about it. The whispers say Keisha isn't just his wife, she's allegedly his handler. That's what the conspiracy crowd's been screaming for years, and now it's starting to sound like they weren't just talking crazy after all. Nicki and Gucci's ex both tried to warn people before, but everyone clowned them instead. Now that more strange details about Gucci keep popping up, fans are running back to Nicki's old interviews and realizing she might have been telling the truth all along. The whole Gucci got cloned talk really kicked off back in 2013 when he completely lost it on Twitter. He started tweeting wild stuff, saying he slept with Nicki Minaj and Black China, kicked Waka Flocka out of Brick Squad, and even accused Yo Gotti of being a spy in his own crew. People were shocked because you could tell something was way off with him that day. And just like that, Gucci was back in the headlines again, making everybody wonder what was really going on behind the scenes. This time, Gucci was back in the headlines, but not for music. He got arrested again, and the reports were wild. They say he was out there losing it in traffic, threatening people, and causing total chaos. When the cops showed up, it didn't get any better. He resisted arrest and even tried to swing on the officers before they finally got him under control. Once they searched him, they found a firearm and some illegal substances on him. Things could have gone a lot differently, but this wasn't Gucci's first run-in with the law, and everyone knew it. Just a few months before that, he'd already been locked up for attacking a random man inside a club. Witnesses said he cracked a champagne bottle over the man's head, leaving him with serious injuries. It was a brutal scene. At that point, Gucci was spiraling fast, and people were saying he needed real help before something tragic happened. The judge hit him with a 3-year sentence, but he ended up serving only 2 for good behavior. While locked up, Gucci finally started facing his demons. He got help in prison and eventually admitted what many suspected: he'd been struggling with addiction for years. Then came the tweets that shocked everyone. Woke up the other day out of this hospital bed, and I'm so embarrassed and ashamed of my behavior. It was brought to my attention, and I just want to man up right now and take this time to apologize to my family. It was the first real glimpse of accountability fans had ever seen from him. Gucci didn't stop there. He opened up even more in his apology. He said, "Friends, the industry, and most of all, my fans, I'm sorry. I've been drinking lean for over 10 years, and I have to admit, it's destroyed me. I want to be the first rapper to come clean about it. I'm addicted to lean, and that stuff ain't no joke. I can barely remember half the things I've done or said, but that's no excuse." His words hit hard because it was raw and real. Nobody expected that level of honesty from him. He continued, "I'm currently incarcerated, but I'll be going to rehab because I need help. I want to thank everyone who stood by me during this difficult time. Please keep me in your prayers." It was clear Gucci was trying to turn his life around, and from that point on, things started to shift. By the time he came out, fans couldn't believe their eyes. He didn't even look like the same person anymore. He'd gone from heavy set to ripped and glowing, like he just came out of a fitness boot camp. Even his voice sounded different, smoother, more put together. People couldn't decide if this was just the new and improved Gucci or if something deeper was going on. That's when the wild rumors started swirling. Some claimed Gucci had died in prison and been replaced by a clone. And the craziest part, those whispers supposedly came straight from people who'd been locked up with him. Things took a wild turn when rapper Hopsin jumped on Instagram and straight up claimed to be Gucci's clone. People had been side-eyeing him for a while, saying he looked and moved just like Gucci after the transformation. But no one actually thought he'd admit it. Then he dropped the bomb, saying secret agents allegedly approached him and threatened to hurt his family unless he agreed to play along and cover up Gucci's supposed death by pretending to be his clone. That confession had the internet losing its mind, but it didn't stop there. Gucci's ex, Mac Brazy, poured even more gas on the fire when she went live on Instagram and made some shocking claims. She said Gucci was unalived in prison and replaced with a clone while locked up. According to her, when she saw him after his release, he didn't even look or act like the same person. She swore his energy was totally different, like she was staring at a stranger. When she tried to talk to Keisha about it, Keisha apparently brushed her off and made it seem like Mac was just being dramatic or bitter. But Mac wasn't having it.
Personally playing for about 8 years now. It started around when around Illmind 5. When that came out, the song was so big, and then they told me I had to like kind of sacrifice something. They said you're gonna have to pay it back because you just put this information out there, and this is gonna put people in the wrong mindset of what we're trying to do in society. So they told me that if I don't do these list of things, then they're going to hurt my family.
She even dropped a whole diss track just 2 weeks ago, calling Keisha out for allegedly hiding the truth and acting as Gucci's handler. Fans couldn't believe how messy things were getting. It was drama on top of drama. Eventually, Gucci himself had to step in and respond to all the clone talk, and what he said next had everyone watching closely. Gucci finally spoke up about the whole clone situation, and his response had people thinking twice. He said, "In a way, I feel like I grew. Like I kind of morphed into a different person, shedding some of my old ways. I can say I grew up. I love the person I was, I love the person I am, and I love the person I'm becoming." He explained how he made a choice to lose weight, focus on his health, and cut off toxic people who weren't helping him move forward. Gucci said, "Yeah, that's the transformation everybody's shocked about, but I believe in it." His words sounded peaceful, but not everyone was buying it. And just when people thought things couldn't get messier, Nicki Minaj jumped in. And she didn't come to play. She straight up exposed Keisha, claiming she's not just Gucci's wife, but his handler. Nicki dropped this bomb right after Keisha mentioned her name out of nowhere during her and Gucci's appearance on The Breakfast Club. Keisha tried to say Nicki never gave Gucci credit for helping her career, but Nicki wasn't having that. Nicki clapped back on Twitter saying she's always given Gucci credit, and she wasn't about to let anyone twist her words. She blasted Keisha, calling her a paid handler who's only around to spend Gucci's money and keep him sedated. But she didn't stop there. She even dragged Charlemagne into the mess, accusing him of helping the industry tear down Wendy Williams, just like Keisha was allegedly helping them control Gucci's supposed clone. Nicki went off tweeting, "Gucci's wife has been trying to be me for years, been dying for the spotlight forever. She's there to keep Gucci sedated. Charlemagne the fraud is Jay-Z's friend and business associate, using iHeartRadio for these disgusting ploys against innocent families. He was around Wendy before her life went to hell." Then she dropped one last mic drop moment. "The buck stops here. Baby, bookmark this tweet. You really don't understand who I am. Bring it. Let's play. LAPD, where's the evidence of my home being swatted with a toddler inside 4 times? The way Nicki was talking, it sounded like she knew something way deeper than what the public's been told. And now fans are wondering, is there more truth behind her words than anyone's ready to admit?
It was like an all-white room, and they opened one of the doors, and it had a Gucci suit, a Gucci bodysuit. And I said, "Oh no, please don't tell me that is what I think it is." They said, "Yeah."
After Nicki dropped those explosive tweets, the internet went into complete chaos. Fans were flooding every platform trying to piece together what was really going on. Keisha didn't stay quiet for long. She jumped online and tried to clear her name, but her response only made things look even more suspicious. She posted a few slick comments saying people needed to stop believing conspiracy theories and touch some grass. But fans weren't buying it. Screenshots of Nicki's posts were everywhere, and people started digging up old photos and interviews trying to find proof that Keisha was really Gucci's handler. Then came the bombshell. Insiders claimed that right after Nicki's rant, certain industry pages mysteriously started disappearing or going private. People began saying the situation was way deeper than a social media beef, that maybe Nicki had actually hit a nerve with some powerful people. Fans noticed how fast the blogs that posted about her tweets suddenly stopped covering the story. It felt like somebody was trying hard to make the drama vanish. Meanwhile, Gucci stayed silent, which only made everything even crazier. People started analyzing every new photo and video of him, pointing out small details, the shape of his face, his smile, even how his voice sounded. Some said he looked too perfect, too robotic, like something just wasn't right. Others defended him, saying he'd simply grown up and changed for the better. But the arguments kept getting louder, and social media was split right down the middle. Nicki's fans were convinced she dropped hidden clues about what was really going on behind the scenes, and now everyone's waiting to see who'll speak next. The tension between her, Keisha, and Gucci has turned into a full-blown internet storm, and every day new evidence keeps surfacing. Nobody knows what's true anymore, but one thing's for sure, this story isn't dying down anytime soon. As the drama kept spiraling, Keisha finally decided to go live. And let's just say, things didn't go the way she expected. She started off calm, trying to sound unbothered, saying she and Gucci were living good and focused on family. But you could feel the tension in her voice. Viewers flooded the chat, spamming her with comments like, "Are you his handler?" and "Where's the real Gucci?" Keisha tried to ignore it, but the pressure cracked her composure fast. Midway through the live, she snapped, clapping back at trolls and telling everyone to mind their own business. She insisted Gucci was 100% real, saying, "That man you see beside me is my husband, the same Gucci I fell in love with." But instead of calming the storm, her reaction just made fans even more suspicious. People started screen recording the live, zooming in on Gucci in the background, pointing out how stiff and quiet he looked. It was like watching a movie. The internet couldn't look away. Then a few self-proclaimed insiders came out with new claims, saying there was something strange about Gucci's return from prison. One alleged he was being monitored by certain industry figures, while another swore Keisha got paid a huge amount to keep him in line. The theories were getting crazier by the hour. From cloning experiments to government involvement, every new rumor made the story blow up even more. Nicki, meanwhile, stayed quiet after her last tweet, which only added fuel to the fire. Fans said she'd said what she said and didn't need to repeat herself, while others wondered if she'd been told to stay silent. The blogs, gossip pages, and even YouTubers started dissecting every detail, trying to figure out who was lying and who was telling the truth. Now, with the internet still divided, people are demanding proof, videos, documents, anything. The Gucci clone saga has turned into one of the wildest hip-hop mysteries ever, and it feels like we're only scratching the surface of what's really going on. And just when everyone thought this whole situation couldn't get any more insane, boom! A brand new twist hit the internet. A leaked voice memo allegedly surfaced online, and people swore it sounded just like Nicki Minaj talking to someone about industry plants and clones being swapped out for image control. The clip spread like wildfire, and within hours, it was trending everywhere. Fans went wild, convinced it proved that Nicki knew way more than she'd ever revealed publicly. But that wasn't all. Another clip dropped shortly after, showing a blurry image of Gucci at an industry event looking unusually tense, with what looked like security whispering directions to him every few seconds. People froze the video frame by frame, claiming his eyes looked different, almost too glassy, like he wasn't really there. The comments were flooded with theories. Some said he was under heavy control, while others claimed it was proof that this version of Gucci wasn't the original at all. Meanwhile, Keisha tried to calm things down again, posting a polished photo of her and Gucci with the caption, "Love always wins." But that only made people even more skeptical. Fans filled her comments with clown emojis and clone jokes, accusing her of playing PR games. Even celebrities started subtly weighing in. A few liked shady tweets, while others reposted memes hinting at the new Gucci. The shade was real, and everyone was paying attention. To top it off, an anonymous account claiming to be a former insider started dropping cryptic messages online, saying things like, "The truth is bigger than Gucci, and he wasn't the only one." That's when people realized this might go beyond just one rapper, that maybe, just maybe, there's a bigger secret buried in the music industry. At this point, the Gucci clone saga wasn't just gossip. It had turned into a full-blown cultural obsession. Everyone wanted answers, but no one knew who to trust. And if that leaked audio really was Nicki's voice, then she might have just cracked open something way darker than anyone expected. We'll just have to wait and see what really comes out, because, baby, this whole situation is getting way too messy out here. Nicki might have just opened a can of worms the industry's been trying to keep sealed for years. The things she's exposing sound like the exact kind of secrets certain people don't want hitting the public eye. And honestly, she might need to keep her protection close after this. Fans are saying if even half of what she's hinting at is true, then we're dealing with something way bigger than just a rumor. One fan commented, "Gucci's ex-girlfriend said that's not him, and she's known him longer than anyone." Another person chimed in, claiming the clone never hangs around Gucci's real family or childhood friends because they'd know instantly that's not the real one. Some even pointed out that in interviews, Keisha always seems to be guiding him, whispering answers or finishing his sentences, and they're calling her his handler. The internet's running wild with side-by-side clips and old videos trying to prove that the new Gucci just isn't the same man. And then there's the chilling part. People keep bringing up that supposed statement from someone who was allegedly Gucci's old cellmate, saying the real Gucci died behind bars and was replaced right before release. But that same person, they allegedly turned up dead not long after making that claim. It's like every time someone speaks up, something strange happens next. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Do you believe Gucci Mane was really cloned? And are Nicki's accusations about Keisha being his handler legit, or just another wild theory? Drop your thoughts down in the comments, and let's talk about it, because this one's not over yet. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video so more people can join the conversation. And if you thought this was messy, click right here to watch the next video, because trust me, it gets even crazier from here.